on January 26th, just a short while ago, you had the ribbon cutting for the oyster shell recycling program that you have. Unbelievable program. Mark, tell the folks all about it.
Well, it's actually one of our lead programs from the Alabama Coastal Foundation, but only through partnerships like great restaurants like the original Oyster House. In essence, what it is, we have a grant to educate the restaurants that used to throw those oyster shells away, but we tell them, hey, that's a really valuable natural resource. Give them to us. We collect them Monday, Wednesday, Friday every week, and then get them back into the water where more oysters like to grow.
Joe, I'm sure being the original Oyster House, when you heard about an oyster shell recycling program, you definitely wanted to jump on board right away.
It was a natural fit and the right thing to do.
Yeah, natural fit, right thing to do. And Mark, there are huge benefits to our environment. Tell the folks a little bit about that.
Well, the oyster industry is tremendous. About 40% of the seafood for the United States comes from the Gulf of Mexico. So it's a really important part of our economy. And but the oysters are just fantastic. They're a great food source, as well as they filter water. They provide habitat for other shellfish and other finfish, and they protect from shorelines from eroding. So they are a really wonderful resource. And the more shells that customers buy from these restaurants, the more shells we can get back in the water. And that's the favorite place for new shells to grow, is on the outside of old shells.
Speaking of that, you were giving me some interesting facts before this started about how many shells you've recovered so far and all that information. Tell the folks about that.
Well, at that ribbon cutting that we did earlier, we actually had 16 restaurants participate. We did our first phase up on the causeway. By the end of 2017, we're projecting 2.7 million shells will have been saved from the landfills. That's about 7 acres worth. We did a calculation, it's about 60 elephants worth of weight for shells.
That's always a good measurement. How many elephants does that make up? So you can see huge impact to the Gulf Coast. So Joe, we want to encourage people to come here and eat those oysters because it's going back into the environment.